Hi guys, welcome back. So I just wanted to say thank you so much guys for getting me to 10k subscribers. I'm really thankful for that, so I thought I'd come out and do a video about me and just give you like a brief description of who I am and just about my past and stuff, so I thought I'd do that. So stay tuned. I've always liked doing outdoor activities, so when I was younger I used to go fishing a lot with my dad, and that's really where this passion has come from. So I did that from a young age, and then every weekend we go and do a bit of carp fishing. So I think I've always been around and emerged with the outdoors, and it's finally like I've really gotten into it this year and like the end of last year, and then I started to do this YouTube channel to kind of share my experiences and my adventures and learning curves with you guys. So, and it's amazing how rapidly this channel's progressed. I never thought I'd get 10,000 subscribers in such a short amount of time, but you proved me wrong. So yeah, I just love sharing my videos, what I do in my free time, and seeing the comments and you guys sharing your stories and giving me feedback and stuff like that, so it's really interesting. So when I used to be at little school, my dad used to come pick me up. I already had my little green clothes on and we'd go fishing for the weekend. So I did that every weekend, and at this 17-acre lake, and I just really enjoyed it, like the freedom, and you get away from school and I'd be really excited. So it's probably led to me really enjoying it now and liking it for the same sort of reasons. So after I stopped going fishing with my dad, we started getting into mountain biking and going out on our bikes a lot. We got really into that, and I used to hate it because I loved fishing and going camping for the weekend. I really enjoyed doing that. So it was a big change, and it started progressing on us, and I ended up racing nationally as a road cyclist. So it was a massive change from being outdoors all the time to then training 6 days a week cycling. So I kind of balance the two really, like fishing and cycling. I do both occasionally, and eventually I started doing little local races on my bike, and I think just from the competition and like the fame, my ego grew, and the cycling took over, and I kind of lost touch with fishing, so I stopped doing that and went on to do road and track cycling for 5 years. So I did that, was national champion a few times, and I think I just got really into, I think I just changed a lot and became a really ego-driven person, and that wasn't really who I was as a young kid. So I changed a lot during that time, and then I'm finally back here, and I just did a full circle, and now I'm back into the outdoors. But that was a big change and a different experience doing cycling. I didn't really enjoy it near the end. I was in the Olympic Academy program, and I just didn't like it at all. Everyone was just out for themselves, and they wouldn't care if you did bad or whatever. So it got really cutthroat at the end. We decided to knock it on the head.
As well as the negatives, there was also many positives I gained from this. I made so many friends who were like-minded and that were really determined and passionate for the same thing as I was. And I gained an interest in a really good sport. So I became fit, and I got to learn about like healthy eating and kind of the calories I burned, I'd have to restore it by eating it. So it kind of taught me different life lessons also. So what like work effort I put in, I get out. And it was a nice community, but some parts were just not for me. And in the moment I didn't know that, but now that I've finished cycling and I'm into bushcraft and the outdoors, I kind of reflect back on that and realise that it wasn't for me.
I was kind of lost when I stopped cycling. I didn't know what to do because I did it for so many years, and I thought I'd eventually go into the Olympics and race my whole life. And then I started going camping again. My dad got back into this and I kind of joined him. And then I started watching like Survival Lily and Joe Robinette, and I thought it was amazing how they would go out and film their experiences and put it on YouTube. And I just thought it was really cool. So I set up my own channel, Girl Outdoors. I don't know how I come up with the name, but I kind of thought of it and it stuck. So I started that, did my first video, and it just took off from there really. And now I'm on 10k subs. I think it's 9 months later. So I just want to thank you guys for actually getting me here, because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have all these subscribers. So I think the thing that put me off was it was really structured. My whole life was just all set out, all planned for me. I'd wake up, I'd go to school, I'd come home, I'd eat, and then I'd go out training for like 2 hours and come back and then sleep. It was just, my whole life was planned out, and I didn't have any freedom. I had to give a lot of things up, so I didn't see my friends. I'd never spent a lot of time doing schoolwork. It was just I was so small-minded and tunnel-visioned into becoming this amazing cyclist. And by the end I kind of woke up and realised that I didn't like the end result. I didn't want my life just to be planned out, every day's the same sort of thing. And obviously I tried really hard to get into the Olympic Development Academy, and once I was actually in the team, it wasn't for me. Everything was all set on time limits, and there was so much pressure for me to win and do well. And just when I was winning, everyone loved me, and when you lose, no one wants to know you. So it was really horrible being in that atmosphere with them sort of people. It got to me by the end, and I decided to stop. And my parents also thought it was a good idea. They all were supportive through the whole 5 years of my cycling. They really wanted me to do well, and my dad was kind of like my coach. He set out all my diet plan and things like that. So it just wasn't exciting, but I just wanted to win all the time, and I didn't see anything else. I didn't look outside the box and see what more there is to life. and I thought there was no escape really. I thought that was the only thing that I was really good at and that I'd have to carry on with that. So it's just mad that that was a year ago now, and I'm sitting here in a camp in the woods. So thanks, it was just, have to thank my parents so much for helping me out with my YouTube channel and supplying me with gear so I can do this, and just teaching me a lot of the skills that I've learnt, and supporting me, because it isn't easy learning all these skills and getting the equipment and setting up your own channel, and also balancing school work and just other life things at the side of this. So I'm really glad that that stage has finished, and I feel a lot freer doing this sort of thing. And there's more adventure and excitement in my life. Each day isn't the same. Each day's different now. And now I finished school, it's even more freedom, so it's so good just being able to come up the woods whenever I want now, as I've finished, and I've got my whole summer, so it's really nice. So I finished, I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago, did all my exams, they're all out the way, and just been enjoying myself. So, 'cause that's what life's all about, having fun, and I think I've learnt just going with the flow is sometimes the best way. You shouldn't structure each day out and just take each day as it comes. Otherwise your life kind of gets boring and just won't be that happy.
Me and my family have always been into the outdoors. My mum and dad brought me up around it. So I have to thank my parents so much for getting me into such a great hobby and teaching me so many skills, and I'm thankful for that. Because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't know what I'd be doing right now, and they've directed me on a good path. So guys, always don't take your parents for granted. They do a lot for you.
So a lot of people ask, the main question is, how did I get into bushcraft? So obviously you know that I've done fishing for a while when I was younger. I did it for quite a few years, and I think the fact when I stopped cycling, it was so stressful, I kind of needed something that was quite relaxing, and you had a lot of freedom from it and quite adventurous. So my dad started doing it, Dean Bushwhacker, started getting into it. I think he did his channel first, and I kind of thought, oh, that's quite a good idea, I might follow in his footsteps. So that's kind of how it worked, and I started doing this a lot the end of last year, because I stopped cycling in May, and then I think around September time I started thinking about getting a channel and doing a lot of camping and just being outside more, and obviously I'm still doing it now, so I really enjoy doing this. It's something I really love, and I think that I'll go on to keep doing it in the future. So my future plans are to carry on with this channel. I love doing it. It's just amazing seeing people from all over the world watching my videos and getting such lovely comments. So I think I will carry on with this. It's something that I love doing, and I think maybe when I'm older I might consider helping out with scout groups, or setting up groups and teaching like younger children to bushcraft skills. So I'm obviously going to Romania next Tuesday for 6 days, so that will humble me a lot, and seeing the children in the gypsy villages, so it will be quite sad to see, but I'm glad we're going out and helping them and setting up food banks, so I can't wait for that. It's a new experience again, and I'll be videoing. But yeah, just in the future I'd love to do hiking trails, maybe the PCT or the AT. Just keep living like this, because we only have 80 years or so, and you should really enjoy them years while you have them, because in 5 years time or 10 it will feel like my life's gone like that, and you just got to make the most of the time you have here while I'm here. So that's what I really want to do, just go with the flow and enjoy each moment. So now I finish school, I can really plan my life and figure out what I really want to do with it, and don't feel so caged in within school and society, and just enjoy being here, enjoy being young. So that's kind of my future plans and my goals, and yeah, don't structure your life so much. Well, for me anyway. Obviously you do need a little bit of structure, but not so intense, just enough so you can plan each day, but not each little thing like what you're going to eat, what time you're sleeping, just things like that. So I'll be heading off to Romania on Tuesday, and I just want to say thank you so much for everyone who has donated money on my GoFundMe page. I really appreciate it, and it's so kind of you, and I'm over the moon that how many donations I've got. So I've reached 215, and I just can't believe that people would donate to that. So thank you so much, and you're all really lovely people. So I'm going to give you all a shout out, read your names out in my next video, because I'm just so thankful for what you've done and for supporting me to go on my trip. So I think that's it now. I hope you've enjoyed my About Me. I think I might do a question and answer live video in the future if you have any more questions you want to ask. But yeah, that's a little bit about me, kind of my past, my present and my future, and I hope you've enjoyed it and got to learn about me a bit more, know a bit about what I've done and things like that. So this is our new little guest star family member. So this is Ragnar. He's a carrion crow that gotta put my glasses on. That was quite badly injured by a cat down our road. So I think he fell out the nest and must have fallen, and obviously he's quite young, so he couldn't fly yet, and a cat has obviously attacked him. So we've just been looking after him recently, and my mum and dad went away for Wales for 2 weeks, so it was interesting being on my own with him and getting to know little bird. So he's really strong. He's had a lot happened to him, and yeah, so there he is. So we're not sure about the future plans with him. Hopefully he will recover and be able to fly really well and maybe one day he can just fly off free or whatever really, but I just don't want to see a wild bird caged, because that would be horrible. So that's why we brought him up the camp, just getting used to the trees and being outdoors.